It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. It's cool. It's good. Brock is the best character. 2018. Actually, 2017, but I read this book in 2018. I think it came out 2017 in like October. But I read it like 3 months ago and I'm talking about it now. And this book is coming. Well, not this book. The second book's coming out in November. I can't wait. I'm just dropping this. Quick story on how I found this book. I was at work. Someone bought it. I saw it and I thought the cover was just gorgeous. My camera isn't really doing it justice, but it's gorgeous. And I read the back. And I was in. So before I even get into what I like, what I don't like, I just want to talk about this book. I want to go through the world building a little bit, and characters, so no one's confused as soon as I just start rambling about what I love about this book. So to start off with, it's really easy to follow. There is no info dump. Everything is given to you very, very slowly. Most of the story takes place in a city called Freestone, and Freestone is a city enclosed in a stone wall, a circular stone wall, and then beyond those walls there are something called wards. And for those who don't know, wards is just a magical barrier that stops anything harmful from crossing over in order to get into the city and kill everyone. And beyond those wards are monsters called dangers, which is what the wards are for. Because of these monsters, there's not a lot of cities left. There's like 5. And let me show you something. This is a map of the Adventurers Guild. And these 5 stars are the 5 cities that Freestone knows of to be surviving. I'm sure before that there was a heck of a lot more, but then dangers came through a portal and just effed up everything. So a quick rundown on how the city of Freestone is run. You have a king, and with the king you have 4 council members. And those 4 council members are the guild masters of the top 4 guilds, which are the Golden Way, they're the healers. The Silver Glows, they're the mages, and they are the ones to make sure that the wards are strong and standing up tall-ish. They make sure the wards are working. The Stone Sons, they are the knights. So I'm guessing they're basically like the police force, making sure nothing too crazy is happening on the inside. And also, if dangers were to get in, they should be the ones to help defend the people before everyone dies. I don't really know. And then you have the merchants, which they make sure the money is moving, that there's a strong economy, I guess. Something like that. Investors? Rich people? Something like that. So let's get into the characters. Bear with me. There's a lot, because they're all important. And I don't want to just start rambling without at least saying who these people are and how they're somewhat important to the story. So you got the main 4, and I call them the main 4 because they're on the back. You have Brock. That is this guy right here. Brock is confident, cheeky, and conflicted when it comes to his feelings. You have Zed, which is this one right here. He's uncertain, but he's evolving, and he's also a half-elf, which is really, really cool. Magic. You have Liza, which is this girl right here. She's a born leader, a noble, and she works really, really hard. And then you have Jet, right there. He's selfless, he's strong, and he's optimistic. And then beyond the main 4, you have all these other side characters. There are so many characters. There's even characters that are only in here by name and they don't show up at all. Again, I don't know why I'm looking. I don't really care. You got Micah. He is the younger brother of Liza. You got old Makaiva. She is a charm seller. And a little bit something more. You got the King of Freestone. He's the King of Freestone. I hope that was clear. Sir Castor Brent, he is the leader of the Stone Sons. Archmagus Defano what? Defano Grima, the guild mistress of the Silver Glows. Mother Brenner, she's the guild mistress of the Golden Way. And Lord Boris Quilby, he is the guild master of the Merchants Guild. You got some chick named Frond, she's the guild mistress of the Adventurers Guild. She's actually pretty important. You got Hexam, he's the archivist in the Adventurers Guild. He also teaches magics to those who are able to do magic within the Adventurers Guild. You have Lottie, she's the quartermaster and pretty much the second in command when Frond isn't available to be in command, like she's in charge. You got a girl named Jaina, she was a mage who was in the Silver Glows for a little bit, but then she got drafted into the Adventurers Guild because they need mages. Mages are pretty much the best. They do magic, and magic does damage. Everyone's weak to something. You need a mage. And then you got Lady Grey. Question mark. Lady Grey is probably my favorite. Along with Brock, and Zed, and Liza. And Jets. I like a lot of these characters. Alright, so now that we got the basic rundown done, I'm just gonna start talking. I want to do what I don't like first, because that was the hardest thing for me to even think of. I can't think of what I didn't like about. So this is pretty much a throwaway list about what I didn't like. Spoiler alert. I hate how Jet is on the back of the cover with everyone else, like he's so important, but he loses his leg. You can't go on an adventure with one leg. You're a liability. He's not like, it's not like this. This is a lie. This was a lie. This was a lie. Or this is the part where they were pretty much tricked to be outside the wall. But still, I'm mad about that. The poor guy is on bed rest throughout the whole book until the last chapter. Literally, the last chapter. Like, the last 20 pages. Well, at least he's a dwarf. Then he can be the blacksmith. Swordsmith. He can make weapons. Can they enchant in there? Is there enchanting? I think. That might be illegal magic, so I don't really know. Now for what I like. Other than Brock. He's awesome. He's so sneaky and smart and has so much sass. I am getting tired of holding this book up. Just look at it. Let's just look at it for a little bit. Look at that. Look at that. It's so pretty. There's even a map on the inside, but I can't do it justice. I can attempt to do it justice. Oh god. Okay, hold on. There we go. Look at the map of Freestone. There's another map on the back, but it's slightly different. We'll get into that. I especially love Brock's friendship with Zed. Wow. Whoa. Lighting. What? He's willing to go through a lot and do so much for his friend. It's friendship goals. He even goes as far to make a deal with Quilby. Sorry. He makes a deal with Quilby in order to get Zed out of the Adventurers Guild. Because who wants to go into the Adventurers Guild? Maybe I should explain what the Adventurers Guild is a little bit. So the Adventurers Guild, they're the ones that venture outside the walls, which is full of dangers and is very... lighting, which is very dangerous. So you're risking your life. You're pretty much dead. Not a lot of people survive the Adventurers Guild. And Zed, being half-elf, with magic, he wanted to get into the Silver Glows. And he had it, but then he was drafted into the Adventurers Guild. And that scene was amazing. I love that scene. I'm just thinking about how Brock, who was also drafted, he was drafted into something called the Shadows. And his mission was to go into the Adventurers Guild and, like, be on the lookout for something. He wasn't sure what, but his mission was to get into the Adventurers Guild and be on the lookout. And the way he did it, he caused such a scene. It is so funny. I loved it. It's a great scene. I can't do it justice. Like, get the book. It's great. Something I find really interesting is how Brock is really, really mad that Zed, he gets drafted into the Adventurers Guild, but doesn't really focus on the fact that he was also drafted into a guild that he didn't even know existed, first of all. Second of all, to a guild that he didn't even want. He was supposed to be in the Merchants Guild, like his parents, and be a merchant, be rich, something like that. I don't really know, like, what his plans were, but I guess that's some of it. But instead, he gets drafted into the Shadows. And he doesn't really focus on that. It's like he's using his mission to be in the Adventurers Guild to protect Zed and focus on that instead of focusing on the fact that he's supposed to do something for the Shadows. I don't know, it's kind of strange that he just doesn't really think about it. And to make matters worse, he was hoping, like, his dad was there when he got drafted into the Shadows. He was hoping that his dad would step in and help him out and be like, no, my son is gonna be in the Merchants. His dad didn't do that, and so that was a huge letdown for him. Ooh, and there's a scene with Lady Grey at the end of the book. So, did I mention about... The deal that Brock made with Quilby was if he can get Frond arrested and out of the way, Quilby will get him and Zed out of the Adventurers Guild. Brock does that. This scene is amazing. I love that kid. This scene's amazing. And that's all I'm going to say. You're going to have to read the book to see how amazing the scene is. But it's a good scene. Any scene with Brock is good. And it's just good. It's great. I also love Zed's character. And his moments of growth and pure clumsiness, which is just hilarious. So, as I said, Zed's half-elf, which means he has certain kind of abilities that only elves have. And there's this thing called Elf Step, which just allows him to turn into mist and, like, phase through things. That is the best ability ever to have. Especially that time with the slime monster that almost, ate him, and he was able to phase past it. Actually, that happened to him like twice in a span of 2 chapters or 1 chapter. Yeah, it's a really, really good ability to have. Ooh, and then when he released this huge fire spell from the staff, it just was poof, and destroys almost everything. Like, my god, Zed is a powerful mage. And I'm kind of mad that he didn't get into the Silver Globes to at least learn a little bit about it in order to use it. But he got some really good magic in him. And he needs to learn how to use it. He'll be he's a powerhouse. He's a powerhouse. It's like half Saiyans. Where half Saiyans are stronger than the full-blooded Saiyans. Something, I don't know why, but it's like a half-blooded elf is stronger than a full-blooded elf. Or maybe it's because we haven't really seen a full-blooded elf in action. Then I'm not really sure. But it seems like Zed is a real powerhouse for a mage. And I hope that is explored more in the second book. And speaking of the second book, can you hear me turn my notes? That's what that is. He makes a deal with old lady Makaiva, the one that's supposed to be, just a charm seller, but is actually a witch who is like 1,000 years old and can make deals with you. I think she's more of a demon if she's making deals like this. He makes a deal with her at the end of the book to get power to destroy a monster. And he does destroy the monster, after tripping and falling and making a fool of himself. But he does destroy the monster in this burst of green fire. And I saw the cover of that second book. What's also really concerning is Makaiva had made the same deal with the person that caused this whole calamity with all the dangers coming into this world and destroying like all the cities but 5 of them. She made a similar deal with him. And he almost destroyed the world. So I'm worried that this magic will affect Zed's mind and his way of thinking, or I feel like he's going to be so obsessed with getting powerful in order to help and protect his friends that he's not going to see the negative side effects of this spell. Because that's what happened to the guy that opened up the portal that brought in all the dangers. According to Makaiva, he just wanted to help, but he didn't realize that he was destroying the world in the process. So I'm really concerned that a similar thing is going to happen to Zed. And I hope Brock can bring him back from the brink. Or Liza, or Jet, or someone. Anyone. Like, make sure Zed doesn't lose his crap over this magic. I also really like Liza. She is smart, she is dedicated, she works hard to be... She couldn't be a knight because she's a girl, but she can be a warrior with the Adventurers Guild, and I'm happy for her. And I really, really like her. She's cool. My favorite. The Shadows. Notice that the Shadows is now over the Merchants Guild. Yeah, you can't see crap. You can't see the little tiny font underneath. Okay. Shadows are the unsung heroes. They keep Freestone safe without anyone in Freestone knowing it. This is not a good grip. Okay. I love Lady Grey because she is loyal to the people of Freestone. She's not loyal to the crown. She's not loyal to whoever else. She only cares about the people of Freestone and keeping Freestone safe. And that is it. There was a parasite that somehow got in and infected. This is the whole thing that happened in the book. This is basic summary of what happened in the book. There's a parasite that somehow got in and infected Lady Brenner. And specifically Lady Brenner. The only people that go outside the wall constantly are the members of the Adventurers Guild. And let's keep in mind that only Lady Brenner was the one that was infected. The Golden Way. The Golden Way, they did their scans of everyone. No one else was infected by this virus, only Lady Brenner. So no one in the guild was infected. Or the Adventurers Guild was infected. Or any other town members, just Lady Brenner. Lady Brenner is the guild mistress of the Golden Way. She's a council member. She's one of the top 5 important people in Freestone. So she has access to the focus, which is like that nice little pretty crystal right there. That is the power source of the wards. She has access to that and can mess with it and make the wards weak for the dangers to just bust through and overrun Freestone. Like, luckily, like, that didn't happen. Brock, Zed, Liza, Jaina, and Micah, they all band together and they managed to stop Lady Brenner and therefore save Freestone. However, at the end of the book, we see that something similar had happened to another city, which tells me not only is there someone inside the Adventurers Guild who are the only ones that can venture outside of the walls, talk to whoever they're working with, bring a virus back in to destroy them. There's a whole nother outside force that is focusing on these cities to destroy them. Interesting. So not only does Freestone have a traitor, but also the elf city that was attacked and destroyed and overrun. Well, not really destroyed, it was overrun. They may have also had a traitor. No idea who that is. It had to have been an elf or a half-elf, because I don't think they let in regular people. And now it's up to Brock to find out who the traitor is in the Adventurers Guild. And it's just a really good book. I like it. It's for kids, by the way, 8 to 12. I would honestly, I would think, middle school age. Like, when I picked up this book, I was thinking, would I have my nephew read it? And I'm thinking yes, but when he's in middle school and slightly older and more into something more fantastic. But I love this. Oh my god. I love this book. I can't wait for the second one. Comes out in November. That's all I gotta say about that. Thanks for watching. If you like this book, or if you like what you heard, or if you just like the cover, get it. Get this book. It's great. It's a quick read. It didn't take me long to read it. I will see you guys in the next video.